Hello from the people of the internet. I am Hyper Super Sora, and welcome back to Remembering Avatar, where I talk about the Avatar episodes completely from my memory, and then I watch them and see what I get wrong. Today we're tackling The Chase. Bit of a step down from Zuko alone, but it's pretty much a hard set to follow that episode up anyway. Oh well, let's see how this episode does. So yeah, the gang, now including Toph, has some struggles adjusting, because Toph wants to be a strong, independent person and not help anybody out, which Katara clearly has issue with. You're part of a team, you help somebody out. You need my help to move Sokka's rancid sleeping bag? Then he sniffs it, it's just like, oh yeah, I should probably clean this. So that's the conflict between Toph and Katara. But as they go to sleep for the night, Toph realizes, wait a minute, there's like a fucking mountain after us. What the hell is that? Can't see, but uses the earth to see seismic sense. What she senses is like a tank? We never see this model again, so is it like a royal thing? I don't know. It's just something Azula used once. But yeah, Azula, May, and Ty Lee are there. They give Toph the quick rundown. Hey, these people tried to kill us. Hey, 3 against 3. There are 4 of us, Sokka says. Well, they didn't count you because no bending. That might be like the first like non-bending thing. Like the non-bending oppression there from Toph. It's just like, you fucking bitch. Alright, 3 plus Sokka. Yeah, May and Ty Lee should probably kick Toph's ass for the non-bending shit. But we do get some character development later on from, Sokka doesn't count as a fighter to, oh my god, I love you, Sokka. We'll see it happen. But they make their escape, and they don't sleep throughout the night, causing them to get real angry and petty with each other. To where Aang finally snaps at Toph. We didn't have any trouble. Appa didn't have any trouble flying until you showed up. Up. Move your fucking fat ass. Then she leaves for a bit. Why did I yell at my earthbending teacher? Newsflash later on, she wants you to do that. Ugh. So weird. By the way, Zuko's been chasing down Azula, who was chasing down Aang. It's almost like this episode's called The Chase. She runs to Iroh, he gives her advice. Nice, sagely wisdom along with good tea. To eventually she goes back to Team Avatar, near the end of the episode. But they make a plan because they keep getting hunted down by this tank. Appa goes that way, Aang goes this way. Hey, after giving Appa a bath because she was shedding, that's why they've been tracking them. Letting the fur go out, leaving a paper trail. Well, just a trail, I guess. Not really paper. And then Aang runs into abandoned town and waits. Azula sees this, sends May and Ty Lee after the Appa. She goes after the Avatar. Now, I can't remember how the fight ensues between May, Ty Lee, Katara, and Sokka. The only thing I do remember is that Ty Lee is chi blocking Sokka. Both arms, and then one of his legs, then his head. Smash. It's just like, ow! And she has this cute little angry face. Nice try. Sokka, keep using your head. It seems to be working. And then Katara just pulls off this one water-bending maneuver. And they use the opportunity to get away. And Ty Lee said Sokka was cute. Can't call her wrong. But what's happening with Aang is he's fighting Azula, and eventually Zuko shows up. And it's just like, let's see, Azula or Avatar? Azula's the bigger threat. They're not on each other's side, but they're both prioritizing taking out Azula. Also, at one point, they come across this floor that's completely taken apart. Aang can just float over because of air bending. Azula's managed to prop herself up against the edge while Zuko is just like plop, plop. Katara and Sokka show up to help. Then Toph shows up to help, and Uncle Iroh shows up to help. All cornering Azula. She fakes a surrender before shooting fire at Uncle Iroh. To which they all open fire upon her. Her creating a barrier, creating an explosion. She gets away. The gang offer to help Zuko, but he just tells them to leave. Which they do. Is there anything else that really happened at the end of that? Not that I can remember. This one's hazy. I think I've gotten like the most of the major details, but there might be some character stuff I'm misremembering and probably the ending. But without any further ado, let's just watch the episode and see what the hell I missed. Okay, so got done watching the episode, and it ends with just sleep. It ends with our main force sleeping. That's it. I pretty much hit the nail on the head. The thing I forgot is that when Sokka and Katara are fighting Mei and Ty Lee, what happened was to end that fight, because they were initially losing, was that all that happened was Appa got up, sent a giant wind, and threw them 3 miles down the river. Appa was the MVP this episode for multiple reasons. One, again, saving lives in terms of Katara and Sokka, traveling multiple distances, very large distances, being exhausted, saving lives again throughout the entire episode. And the only blemish he had is when he fell asleep while flying. It's just like, oh shit! He does manage to save the day though, even while exhausted. And he's able to take flight again to get just that little bit further they need. Although he does hit branches on the way out, which is why Azula was able to figure out that the two parties split. Very smart. She noticed the tree branches being broken, noticed the trail going the other way, just like, oh, this is what they're trying to do. You go that way, I'm going this way. Now, when Iroh and Toph are talking, having tea, Toph says something that I want to point out. She calls Zuko lucky. And it's just like, Zuko? Lucky? Since when? He's even said it himself. He was lucky to be born. He doesn't want luck. He doesn't need it. But he's lucky, in future sense, to have a good support network. Something later on we see that Azula, the luckier sibling, doesn't have. Now, could you chalk that up to luck? I don't think so. Now, it does help that Iroh is encouraging all the good traits in Zuko, and that's the person he's spending the most amount of time with. So, yeah, they're back together again. And for this, because Uncle Iroh is injured, and Zuko's not going to leave his hurt uncle alone. I also like to point out, when Aang is waiting on Azula to show up in this abandoned town, he has his glider out preparing to leave, but then he just sits down and waits. Just like he thought about running. And then the fight starts. Zuko and Azula are facing off, and he's seeing Azula's just like true power. It's just like, yeah, nope, I want to get out of here as fast as I can. Fails. But again, all comes together, blah, blah, blah. Big climactic 4 elements hitting Azula's like fire barrier, causing a giant explosion. And the reason she hits Uncle Iroh is because that's the only one that's a real critical threat. I would argue Toph is also a pretty good threat, but she doesn't know that yet. That, in my personal opinion, Toph is excellent against other Earthbenders right now. Very little experience against others. She needs to work on that against firebenders, waterbenders, and considering there's only one airbender left. But as we see in like the next episode, that's pretty much her personal punching bag. But this episode's okay. It's good. It's a step down from Zuko alone, but it is good. I do like it. It is fine for what we need. I wouldn't call it A+ material, but a solid B nevertheless. I would say it is a C, but I think it deserves better than that, and the alliteration of the chase is not going to happen today. Honestly, not much more to say, to be honest. What do you guys think of the chase? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. And subscribe for more Appa being the MVP. And hit that little notification bell to see when I upload all the time. And until next time, What? New Avatar news? Next video!